back.
What's up, you creepy little gremlins? Okay, restart.
Hell of an intro. No, what do you mean restart? Restart
Fine.
what?
You gave me this look like who are you?
Like, wasn't expecting that to be the first thing you said.
Well, here we are. Here we are. I've had a pretty good week so far. Had a lot of things happen. How are you, Kelvin? I'd love to hear how your week is going.
The week isn't too bad. I can't hate whatsoever. Big fan of the Boston Celtics. Has not been a great week to be a fan of that team right now. Thinking about dropping them because horrible trade. But we're moving. We're here. We're live. It's another Thursday in Florida.
Yeah, it's hot. It's humid. It's all the things that Florida is. There's a lot of animals. One thing that's pretty amazing, there's a family of sandhill cranes right outside my work. And there's I'm talking 6 or 7 of them. And they're beautiful. There's some that still haven't lost all of their fledgling colors. I think that's what they're called. I'm not sure, but they have brown feathers a little bit still, and they just hang out right outside my office. And while I'm walking to class and stuff, they're just you can walk.
Anybody
right up to
who's not native to Florida, these birds are the biggest menaces you've ever seen on the road.
No.
Absolute monstrosities.
No.
They will just stand in front of your car and act like you are the problem.
Yeah.
And they will just slowly walk across this road. They are actually menaces to actual driver safety out here. I
mean, they're amazing. They're basically dinosaurs, and they're 4 feet tall, right? I think they can get up to 4 feet tall.
No.
Okay. All right. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure they do. I'm gonna look that up. Sandhill crane.
4 foot tall.
Height.
You've seen one basically as big as you.
It has to be in freedom units. Okay, I was wrong. Because I know there's different types. There's the sandhill cranes that are native to Florida, and there's ones that migrate. And so, the internet is telling me that they're typically 2 feet 7 inches. To 4 feet 6 inches. So I was not wrong. I was within the bounds. I was correct, actually. Oh.
Little applause.
A silent applause from Kelvin. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, these sandhill cranes, honestly, they're very desensitized to humans. It's not like you can pet them. I do not recommend petting them. Actually, please do not do that. They're protected. Also, they're violent to people sometimes. Or aggressive is the right word, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But they're beautiful. I love them so much. But that's a little bit off topic. Yeah. So, sports-wise, you got anything else for us, Kelvin?
America continues in the World Cup. We keep moving forward. We're not eliminated yet, so that's always a positive.
Woo!
And for the most part, outside of that, going for Brazil, keeping the momentum going. And the only reason I like Argentina is only because of Messi. I don't really like the Argentinian team that much.
Is he playing?
Go Messi. Yes, he's playing.
Okay.
Man scored a hat trick in his first World Cup game.
I'm thinking about a different player that's not playing.
Neymar, he's out injured.
Yeah.
He's not going to even attend the World Cup, so that is out and
that's devastating, actually.
But back to what I was saying, Boston Celtics wise, thinking about dropping the absolute fandom. Absolute worst trade I've ever seen. Fleeced us to the 76ers. How are we going to give him to our biggest conference rivals? That doesn't even make any sense. That's I don't even know that there's no way to how to really give you a perfect, if you don't watch basketball, how to put let's see, what's the best analogy that I can give you to kind of give you a comparison. It's if you were to give a 5-star meal at a Michelin restaurant over for some McDonald's a 10-piece nugget meal. What are we doing? It's an actual atrocity, but that's what I've been struggling with. Okay. Thinking about just dropping the fandom. Absolute worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
All right. That's your 10 seconds about sports.
That was more than 10 seconds.
It was basically 10 seconds. That's all you get. That's all you get, because this is the Jordan Show. No more sports ball, okay? Next week you can have more sports ball time, but we're done with sports ball for now. Okay, so I'm pretty excited about this episode. Because we are doing a 4th of July themed episode.
She's got some weird thing queued up here. It's oh.
Let me turn the volume up. Yeah. Happy birthday, America. Happy 250 years, you know?
Not the bald eagle.
You know, technically, that isn't even that sound. It's not actually an eagle. It's a hawk. It's just a sound that we use. But anyways, this episode is going to be basically, we're going to cover some things related to this beloved American holiday, like camping, barbecuing, fighting with your family, stuff like that.
Still don't know if camping's like a 4th of July thing. A little unsure about that one. I do know the barbecuing and beer drinking. That's definitely a part of the regimen for most people.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Let me know if you camp for 4th of July. Is that like a natural thing?
I think it's a pretty common
Is it just like
thing.
an outdoorsy kind of holiday?
Yeah.
Is that what it's about?
Yeah, when you think about it, it's summer. Like a lot of people want to be outside in the summer. It's a weekend too this year, and so I just imagine like Uncle Tom, like out on a floaty, beer gut out, sunscreen on the nose, beer in hand. Like that's what this American holiday means for me, at least. And I think that I'm speaking for a lot of people where it's like you need a hot dog, you need burgers, and you need to be outside, like the whole thing. That's America.
That's where you put the eagle noise again. Don't do it.
Don't threaten me. Don't threaten me. But yeah, we got a couple of stories coming at you. You ready to get into it, babe?
Let's do it.
Okay, so this first one's gonna come from r/relationship advice. My 33 male wife, 32 female, hit me at a family barbecue. Everybody laughed. I don't think I'd ever felt more pathetic than I did at that moment. We'd gotten into an argument. She wanted me to drive to the store to get a certain kind of ice cream for all the kids there, including our own. I'd already had a few drinks and was feeling a bit tipsy. I didn't think I should drive. My sister was also urging me to go. She was standing right there when my wife hit me. It was square across the face. I just told her there was no way I was driving since I'd been drinking, and that if she wanted the kids to have ice cream, to go get it herself. My wife called me an asshole. Then, wham! My sister looked a little shocked at first and then just laughed. Everyone around us laughed. Maybe some of it was awkward laughter, but I can't say for certain. Nevertheless, I felt humiliated. The thing is, that was far from the first time my wife has hit me. It started a year or two after we were married. We married at 25. It was infrequent at first. She was always super apologetic. Over time, it escalated. She started throwing and smashing things, screaming, berating me, hitting, kicking, and punching me. I don't even know how it got so bad. It just is, and I feel trapped. Who in their right minds would believe me? Who would ever think she was capable of this? Sometimes I feel like I'm hallucinating it all, and I'm just losing my mind. She was once such a wonderful woman and mother, and now I don't even know. Now people do know, and it doesn't even matter. It's funny. I'm funny. It's so fucking funny. Look at him getting hit by his wife. So funny. I want to disappear. I would if it weren't for my kids. I don't even know what my question is. I don't really have one. Is it even possible to come back from this? I wish I could reverse time and pause it when we were happy.
Holy curveball. That wasn't even... that had nothing to do... Genuinely, that whole situation wasn't even anything to do with just like him getting smacked at the party. This has been an ongoing thing that's been building for this person. This has been a problems over a long extended period of time that have just kind of escalated and escalated. This is just another thing on top of it. And I think people laughing about it in the moment just made them feel absolutely garbage.
Yeah. I mean, this is a hot take, but sometimes I feel like when women are abusive or stuff like that, I think it does get minimized because it's like it's not taken as seriously. Like people will just like laugh and be like, haha, it's funny. But that's actually like it seems like
I
this
don't
is
even
like,
think it's a hot take. I feel like it's a good take.
I don't know. This is like, it seems like it's just like, whoa, this is actually a consistent problem. And even if she's not hitting him in a way that's like bruising or like causing injury or anything like that, it's like, what are you doing? Like, why are you putting hands on somebody that you love? That like, that's crazy to me.
There's the boundary. You don't cross.
Yeah.
Whether or not she's upset, that's not the case whatsoever. You can't just do that. And honestly, for OP, I know he didn't really ask anything, or I think he just kind of wanted to vocalize just his concerns and honestly just have a little outlet and just have somewhere that he could feel safe. This is not a pattern that you should ever get used to. Definitely figure out some help, go to therapy, find something that you can kind of just release this tension on. I do like the fact that he did at least reach out in a Reddit post, a little bit anonymous, to give him a peace of mind that nobody can really see that it's him and what he's talking about more specifically. But the fact that he is caught up in this situation, this is something that you have to look in and out for. I understand, definitely troublesome, married, kids, the whole nine, but don't force yourself into a bubble. It just seems like he is just going down a very bad and dark path.
Yeah, it seems like he's. Well, I mean, we can't speak for him, but like, if you allow this to keep happening and it makes you uncomfortable and you like haven't had a conversation about it with a therapist to get yourself out of this situation, I think it's like, what do you do when literally people are seeing this and they're just like, they don't know what to say? And so I'm assuming, and this is like, it might be true, like some of it's a little bit nervous laughter, like where you laugh when you don't know what to do in a situation, like how he was saying. And I do honestly think that it might be that. But I would hope that he has like a close friend or a therapist, somebody that he can talk to about this behavior so that they can take steps on like, how do you approach your wife and be like, hey, this makes me uncomfortable. This is terrible. Or how do you leave a situation like that? And I think, yeah.
Because I think he went into it like super naturally. I don't think there was anything really, no issue. And then I think this was something that had already been building on for a while, where his wife had hit him a few times. He didn't make too big of a deal about it because I think he felt like he was like at any point he could stop it. I think this situation might have put him in like a very like push him over the top kind of situation where it's like, wow, like even if I do say anything, will people just laugh at me now? I think it's just like what was the saying? The thing that broke the camel's back. That kind of whole situation. It's just that extra thing. But oof, definitely not the greatest situation to be in. Don't let anybody hit you, guy or girl. That's just never okay.
Well, it seems like this is a repeated offense. Like, I understand he was a little tipsy and maybe like in that situation, like putting myself like as a wife in that situation, which I'm not, but you know, this is a podcast. Let's be fun with it. In that situation, I can understand frustration. You want your husband to go do something because it's for the family, it's for the event. It's like, hey, go out, do this thing. But expressing that physically instead of being able to express that emotionally, that is a big red flag.
Mm-hmm.
That is somebody that like, that's an unfair way to treat somebody that you love. And I think that it should not be condoned. And I think that if you're even like watching that as a friend, you should say something. Like, you know, the whole saying, see something, say something. You're seeing that that's happening and you're just laughing when it's like, that seemed like a full slap across the face. And that's crazy. I would 100% go up to my friend or be like, what are you doing? Like, I think we need to make it more like, okay to go up to people and be like, and call them out for the things that they're doing.
It's okay to feel uncomfortable. Sometimes you gotta breathe in the uncomfortability of things. Stand up. be the change.
Yeah, absolutely. Basically, all of the comments are coming up with the same thing. It's like, you are worth more than this. This isn't normal, and you are a victim in this situation. Please seek help. Really, I've been there, and it won't get better. Please take care of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
This
Biggest thing, definitely, guy or girl, always stand up for yourself. Don't think that you're alone. There's always help that you can get.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, somebody even goes to say, OP, talk to your wife about it and record her without letting her know you were doing it. Call the police for domestic violence because you were hit in front of your kids by showing the evidence and telling them that you have witnesses. Your sister is a witness and she must help you. She laughed, but she is your blood and she saw the hit. I don't know. I think that is actually pretty good advice.
I think it is.
Yeah, I think people don't want to take things like to like escalate stuff sometimes, but this is one of those situations where it's like, no, you matter, man.
I mean, especially I think we're still in that early case if it's something that's kind of like boiling over and kind of just really kind of building up. Stop it early. Don't let it get more out of hand than it already has. I feel like this is definitely a situation where you were put kind of like in public display. Very embarrassing for OP. Sorry that even happened to them.
Yeah. I think it's just a crazy situation, and I'm glad he went to help. Went for help. At least on Reddit for this.
At least anonymously.
Yeah.
So hopefully a little bit of just kind of like that being open, even with not like a physical human being, but at least being open enough to kind of express your story.
Yeah, this post was posted 7 years ago, interestingly enough, and it is one of the most popular posts in r/relationship advice.
Did they ever update it?
There is no update. I think this is just one of those ones where it's like he really just wanted the help, and then the update like just never came, that's unfortunate, but it did get 17,000 upvotes.
So I'm sure he must have seen something.
I really, really hope he did. That one is really crazy. So if you're ready, let's move on to the next crazy story.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Okay, so this one's coming at you from r/Am I the asshole? So, title, Am I the asshole for ignoring my husband and visiting my son on the 4th of July? I, 40 female, have been married to my now husband Joe for 15 years. I have a son, Matt, 22, from my previous relationship with Jake. Right after I graduated high school, I moved into Jake's house. He passed away 3 years later from cancer. 2 years after that, I met Joe, and we got married a year later. Joe moved into my house, which was owned by my deceased husband.
Whew.
When my son turned 18, Joe apparently told Matt that he had to pay $500 a month for rent and utilities. Matt told him that he actually owned the house we live in. Because he wanted to be vindictive, said Joe could pay him $1,000 a month. Or get out. My husband didn't believe him, but I confirmed that this was Matt's house, and we couldn't force him to do anything. Rent didn't matter to Matt because his dad left him a fortune to cover expenses for the rest of his life. I really wish Joe had talked to me about this before saying anything, because we have 3 other sons. I'm a middle school teacher, and my husband works in a factory, so our combined income is only about $75,000. Here, everyone has their own room with a huge backyard and pool. We could never afford to own or rent a place like this otherwise. My husband was shocked and tried to apologize, but my son didn't accept it and insisted he had to pay or leave. The most we could afford was a 2-bedroom apartment in a bad neighborhood. I told Joe that uprooting our kids from a good school district and their friends because of his mistake wasn't an option. A month passed, and my husband hadn't paid his rent. When my son asked for it, my husband laughed and said he wasn't paying. My son gave him an eviction notice. My husband suggested we go to his parents' house, but I refused and said either he pays or he goes by himself. He paid and has continued to pay since then. However, my husband refuses to talk to Matt. Other than that, Everything in the house is perfect. My ex also left my son a lake house in Florida. My son graduated college and wanted to take all of us on vacation to celebrate before he starts law school. My husband was excited, but my son quoted him $800. He explained that a grown man shouldn't be taking a handout. Joe stormed off. This morning, the 5 of us plus Matt's girlfriend were headed out the door. Joe yelled at me and couldn't believe I was going. I told him I'm not going to let me and the kids suffer for a mistake he made by trying to be macho. I left, and my husband sent me a text message saying he was disappointed in me for siding with my son instead of him, and for turning the kids against him. Am I the asshole? I did leave a few things out after reading the replies. Oh, this looks like a little bit of an update, so let me pause right there. But yeah.
This guy, Joe. What the hell is, bro? He is just an idiot. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm not even sorry, because he just sounds stupid. Where does he have the audacity to come in, first and foremost, to just join this family, be gifted an actual room and board, not have any issues because almost everything is paid off, and then once the son turns 18 to have him pay $500? Why? Who are you? Who gave you this kind of permission? Who, joke or not a joke, what are you doing? Why are you overstepping? Like, that's just the biggest confusing thing. Because it didn't seem like in any case that, like, especially how we're saying, we're basically talking about like a family of 5 and they each all have a room, and what are you talking about? It's just being more than anything. I don't know what his whole plan was. Was he looking to have like an extra income from this kid for like an 18-year-old? Like, what are you talking about? This isn't an apartment for him. This isn't a house that he was raised in. Who are you to be kicking this kid out? If the mom would have said something, that would have been something completely different. Mm-hmm. But you're a stranger. Mm-hmm. What are you doing?
I think there's this like thing in like, at least like, I don't know, in like some adults where it's like you turn 18 and then it's like to teach you how to be independent, they start charging you rent. And I think that in some situations, I completely understand that. But in this specific situation, one of the things that I'm like, why did this not happen is like, they had a conversation with each other, like the stepdad and her son, but it seems like he never spoke to his wife about asking that. Because I feel like if he spoke to his wife, not even for a second would she be like, that makes any sense. This is literally his house. His dad passed away and left it to him. There's no rent. It's covered. Why are you trying to charge my kid? Like or at least they would have had a like conversation about it. More than
anything, it really did sound like he was just trying to extort the kid more than anything. There was no reason for him to try to have him pay for anything. What was the reason behind any of that? If that was the case, like, continuing on with the story, this whole thing goes and it's happening. Like, this kid is still making him make these payments on rent. So he's obviously just having like issues with Joe. And then this isn't getting fixed. Like, they're continuously having these problems. Almost got evicted due to not paying, and then having all these extra issues, then icing him out.
So how it is, I don't know if I read it incorrectly, but like, so the stepdad, he asked Matt to pay money.
Yes.
And because it's Matt's house, like Matt kind of wanted to be vindictive about that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then what I'm telling you is that like,
well, like so like he asked Joe to pay $1,000 like for rent to stay there. So it's like,
that's what I'm saying. I know. It's just specifically the fact that he's having him pay this and making him almost got him evicted because the guy's being an asshole about it, because he's like, oh, I'm not gonna have to pay any of that because I live here. I'm like, again, this isn't technically your home. Your name isn't under the lease. So there's no reason that he can't just evict you, because to him, he is the homeowner. You were just an extra here without having your name on this lease or anything like that. So it just kind of creates the tension that now they're not communicating because the stepdad is just kind of icing him out.
Yeah, is it just me or does this seem a little bit of like a pride thing?
I don't even know if it's
Joe?
a pride thing.
I don't know. Or like he's just like so I feel like it's a communication issue
Maybe.
between both of them because it's like it's kind of adding more to a problem. You know? And in my opinion, I don't think that Matt is wrong.
I don't think so.
No, he's not wrong for doing what he's doing. He's within his rights to do all of that.
Exactly.
But aren't you adding a little bit more to the problem?
I mean, a little bit, but I just feel like Joe's an asshole.
Yeah. Well, a lot of the comments go like, wow, your now husband told his stepson to pay rent for a house he doesn't own without consulting you first.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest and say your husband sounds like a douchebag. He should have immediately apologized. See? Talk to your son. Yes. Ask whether you can stay there if you divorce him. Jesus Christ, not the asshole. I'm going to go back to what OP says because she does offer. We have 3 updates here on this situation. So it's very interesting. I did leave a few things out after reading the replies. I thought to add some things. I technically never married my ex. He was 50 when we had our son, so he had a really good job and a few properties. I never told Joe that I didn't own the house because he would have never agreed to staying in the house that my ex owned. So I handled all the finances. Joe would just pay me his portion of utilities and bills. A lot of you guys are saying that I didn't handle the situation, but I believe I handled the situation to the best of my ability. When the situation first happened, I told Joe I really love him and would love to remain a family with a decent quality of life, but if he couldn't remain in this household, I would agree to divorce him. He begged me not to divorce and said that he'll just pay my son the money. I thought that this was the best way to handle the situation. Also, our finances are separate. So it's not taking away from me or the kids, but Joe doesn't really have money for his hobbies and interests, which was a problem for a while until he learned to just get over it.
Okay.
We got to unpack this.
We do have to unpack this because honestly, the mom's not too great. Joe's not too great. The only one who has an actual rational reason to be crashing out is Matt. But everybody else in the story, they have their own kind of issues going on.
Yeah, I mean, like, one thing that I don't really understand is, like, honestly, maybe I just don't really understand where she's coming from.
I just feel like the mom's is being super non-confrontational.
She's being super passive about all of these things, I think. Which I'm like, okay, yeah, like, you were never married to your ex, sure, like, the finances are separate, I get that. I mean, she probably should have told him at the end of the day that she doesn't own the house, but I don't know why that would come up.
Look, I think in all honesty, I think that's something you should discuss, especially if somebody you're marrying, so you understand like the whole housing situation. Like you don't want any surprises in that whole situation coming up later on in life, which ended up happening to this guy. But I think honestly, there are so many things along the way that genuinely got really messed up and really murky. One, specifically, the husband not talking to the wife about trying to have the son pay rent and having that whole situation be the way that it is. That's genuinely a problem. 2, the wife not really expressing the fact that the house isn't really under her name. It's mainly specific under the son because they weren't technically married. And then really, I think just the fact that there was just a lack of communication. Whether it's just the fact that maybe the stepdad wanted to have extra money, so like how she was saying he didn't have any like money for his hobbies or whatever is kind of functioning and stuff like that, which begs to ask the question, it really seems like this guy is making like no money though. Like if you kind of put it together, just he doesn't have the money to kind of just support his hobbies or do anything like that, and it's like he doesn't even want to pay the $1,000 of rent or whatever the situation might be. Initially, he was only paying like utility and stuff, so they weren't even making payments to the house. So I'm just like, I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, it seems like there's a little bit more going on here for sure.
Yeah.
But also, I was like going back through the story while you were talking and like doing some math because something was not adding up
Yeah.
for me. She is 40 years old at the time of this post.
Mhm.
She's been married to Joe for 15 years,
Yes.
which puts her at
19. No.
No.
29.
I was
29.
like,
29.
no,
29. 10 years off.
No.
29.
No.
44 minus 15.
Let me cook here.
All right, cook.
Okay.
Cook.
So they've been married
Don't get
for
burnt.
they've been married for 15 years.
Yes.
Which means that they got married when she was 25.
What?
She's 40.
Oh, she's 40. I thought you said she's 44.
Yeah, that's why I was looking at you like
Yeah,
that.
I thought you said 44.
No, I was like, you're wrong. I can do math. I'm smart.
That's what I said. You said 44. That's why I said 29.
No, 40. So she's 40. They've been married for 15 years. Her husband passed 3 years before that. So she was 22 when she was married to her husband.
Mm-hmm.
She updates this and says that her husband was 50 when he passed away. So there's a 17-year age gap. 17 years. That's crazy. That's a little tea. I'm being a little bit judgmental right now, but I'm just like, wow, that
Sugar
adds
baby.
layers. That adds, well, we don't know. But I feel like that adds some layers to the story. I understand now, because I was like, why are you bringing up ages? Like the age of your husband. Why is that relevant to this? But we're peeling back the onion of this story. I do think that honestly, I don't necessarily think she's the asshole for siding with her son. I think that's the right thing to do, but I do think there are maybe ways that she could have communicated.
I don't think in the, like, if you look about it, like, big box, kind of like story-wise, she's the asshole in the story, but she's still definitely an asshole to at least her new husband for not giving him a little bit more details as to kind of like their situation. I feel like honestly, when you get married and you are in this kind of relation, you have to, finances and everything, you have to go together. One person can't just handle the whole situation. It creates so much just unknowing, and it's just, it really is just a weird gray area. Yeah. I feel like in a lot of these things, you have to tackle them together. You can't just do them yourself, because situations like this, and I feel like a lot of it was just the fact that she ended up just kind of like shoving everything underneath the rug. I think this might have been one of those things that she inevitably created herself due to not being fully transparent.
Well, that and I, like, on that same vein, I just like feel like she's like not doing a lot to like ask questions, dig a little bit deeper into like why they're beefing, because honestly it seems like they're just beefing over this one specific scenario, and that is fair. I think actually I absolutely love like Matt's pettiness. Like it's being like, oh, like actually it's gonna be $1,000. How about that? Yeah. How about that, Joe?
Definitely something I would do.
No, that is like kind of hilarious, but I don't think that like it needed to spiral so much to where it's like now it's just like still a problem. I feel like honestly it was OP's, like, it's not her job, but I feel like it might have been the place for her to like say something. Yeah, dig, like why are we doing this? Why are we acting like this right now?
Yes, I feel like exactly what you're saying. I feel like she should have had some responsibility in a lot of this, but I don't think she's the asshole with the narrative of this story, but I do think she's the reason that this is happening, though.
Let's dig a little deeper into the update, because she does have two more. So, okay. So she does say, so I took your advice to try to solve this situation. I asked Matt why Joe paying rent is necessary. Thank you. Thank you, OP. Matt told me it isn't, and that he hasn't touched the money Joe gave him. It's in a bank account. I asked him, why is he doing this then? Matt told me Joe has never apologized for demanding rent money to begin with. I was confused and said Joe told me he apologized. Matt explained he never got an apology, and when he does, Joe can stop paying rent and get the money back. That's tea, actually. I called Joe and asked why he's never apologized to Matt, and he was honest with his answer and said because Matt disrespected him in his house. and he should be the man of the house and have authority, but was embarrassed when he found out about the house because he realized that Matt was actually in control of him. I asked what was his full intentions when he asked Matt to pay rent. Joe said it was to help lessen the bills. Joe only makes about $2,500 a month, and $500 went bills, another $500 went to the kids, and another $250 on groceries. He also helps his parents out. He had nothing at the end of the month for his personal expenses, and this $1,000 a month definitely didn't help. He thought about apologizing, but he said his ego wouldn't let him. Joe said he loves Matt, but doesn't think he could ever forgive him. I told him he started this mess, and honestly, if he thought I owned the house, it wasn't his place to charge my son rent. He just hung up the phone, so that's where we stand. I don't know what to do.
Pride is a bitch. Nah, because that was awful. That was just bad. Pride is killing that man. And pride will kill that man straight up. But OP, you're not out of my crosshairs just yet, because that still, I'm just not a big fan of the fact that she's just being so passive about this. Joe is an asshole from the get-go, because honestly, whether or not, what do you mean you're the man of the house? At the end of the day, what does that do for anybody? What are you trying to superimpose here? You felt disrespected? If I was mad, I'd feel disrespected. I'm like, what do you mean I have to pay rent? Like, what do we, like, just because you don't make enough money, I have to be just like put in this situation? Like, I don't even know you like that. It's just a whole weird situation where, honestly, Matt is the only person here that I have no issue with. I think, honestly, he deserves to have his little vengeance of pettiness. He's not being a cruel person, but just understanding that there are consequences is a definitely smart thing that he is imposing on a person who did try to be an authoritative figure that's trying to just impose his will on him.
You got there. You
didn't have to say that.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. I also think that I just nothing makes me more tight. I'm just so freaking I get really angry when people just don't have the wherewithal or the emotional maturity to step back and apologize, because you're talking to an 18-year-old.
Yeah.
And this 18-year-old saved all of that money. He didn't even spend it. He's just being hey, this guy is being a jerk to me. I'm going to stand up for myself. But he's still not even going and spending that on stuff that like childish stuff. He's just holding it. He's just waiting for somebody that is supposed to be an authority figure for him. His dad, not his real dad, but his his authority figure, and he's letting him down.
Mm-hmm.
I think 100%. And I also don't think this person, OP, I don't think she's the asshole for wanting to go spend time with her kids, because I can think a million ways about how she could have handled the situation in a different way, and talked a little bit more. I don't know, she could have done a million things, but at the end of the day, I think that he definitely, her husband specifically, I think that he is a jerk.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Just the two main things takeaway was: pride is the devil. Get over yourself. Be able to come back from any situation and any kind of interaction with a person that you know or in close quarters of. You have to be practical. You can't stay hating each other, especially when you're as close a relationship as stepfather to stepson. You can't just kill yourself over something as stupid as pride. Don't do that. Be better. Secondly, OP is not the asshole in this story. She can go and enjoy her time with her son and the rest of the family. There's no issue whatsoever with what I take from that.
Yeah.
But I will say, she needs to take ownership and start doing things in her life where you have to be more transparent with the people around you. You can't just see a situation and be like, oh, this is happening and I wish things could change, knowing well that you are the reason why the things that are happening and you're not doing anything.
Yeah, I think she should be advocating for her son and taking action. But like, even her husband's explanation, I don't know. I'm not really
Listen,
like,
I don't, yeah, I
I
don't
actually
agree with
don't.
him at all.
I don't agree with him, and I'm like, okay, I understand finances can be really, really tight. Um, but overstepping and asking for rent, like, I don't know, trying to like foot that bill of like, you can't come up with that money and you want to use it for like hobbies and extra like comfortability. That's insane to me. Cutting behind your wife so that you can charge your son more money so that you can have an easier time. That's weird.
That is weird.
Maybe I'm missing something.
But again, the only
but
reason I push back and kick back is that if he would have known that, he wouldn't have done this. I understand that even the fact that he did think about this makes Joe an asshole 100%. But in with the story, if the wife would have told him that she didn't own the house, he would have never done this, which would never created the scenario. I just look at it as kind of like a snowball effect. It started off something small that just kind of rolled and rolled into something bigger and bigger, which she unfortunately started herself. That's the only thing I take away. Joe is still an asshole through and through, but I just expect a little bit more from OP.
I mean, some people are saying that they feel like this post is actually not true. Not true in the slightest.
Why is that?
Somebody says, sounds completely made up. How could you be married for 15 years, have 3 kids, and not one discussion about the property you live on?
That's what I'm saying. There's not a lot of transparency.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly,
crazy.
you know something? I don't think that that's a problem. I think honestly, there's a lot of people who aren't very truthful with like their finances, and they're especially with like situations where you go and have like another family, whether you move on with like another spouse or stuff like that. It does happen. People aren't honest. This is a true kind of situation. I do believe that this is a true story because I honestly believe that sometimes people aren't very truthful.
Yeah, I personally, I think that this feels like a true story. Some people are saying, plus she randomly refers to her dead partner as her ex halfway through the story. Some people are saying the beginning sounds very familiar, like a story from the past year someone wrote on Reddit, specifically a spouse making their stepchild pay rent when the house was willed to the kid. I've read a couple of those, like stuff like that before, so I see where they're coming from. I mean, well, that's the lovely thing about Reddit. I don't think
You just know, yeah, you never know if it's true or not.
Yeah, I mean, I think some stories are very verified on here. But let me read the last update. So update. Am I the asshole for ignoring my husband and visiting my son on the 4th of July? When we got home, Joe's parents were there. Me, Matt, Joe, and his parents had a talk. They asked me, how can I let Matt treat him this way and that a wife should back her husband up? Before I could talk, Matt said a man who marries a mother should treat her kids like his own, but he hasn't been doing that for the past 15 years. I asked Matt, what is he talking about? He said every time I went on one of my teacher conferences or went on vacation, Joe would leave him at home by himself and take the other boys out to do something fun. He always disguised it as it was kid stuff and I wouldn't like it, but tell you, I didn't want to go. At 18, he actually planned on moving out, but COVID happened, so he just decided to stay. I asked Joe if it was true, and he looked at me and said, yeah, he shouldn't have to care for someone else's kid. His parents looked disgusted, and his dad just went off on him and said he didn't raise him like this. I yelled at him and told him to get the fuck out. He pleaded that he was sorry and that he realized he was wrong with how he felt. His dad told him to leave, and when my husband tried to get in their car to go home with them, they said absolutely not and that he was on his own. He tried going to his brother's house, but when he heard the full story, he said no because he has kids and would be upset if their stepmom treated them horribly. From what I heard, he's staying with a friend. I had divorce papers given to him at his job. He texted me and asked if we could meet. We met at a cafe, and he said he was really sorry and has been for a long time, and that he never meant to hurt me or Matt, but that he said it was hard to love another man's child. I just left. He's filed the papers, so I guess our divorce is about to start. I apologized to Matt for being a bad mom. He's fine. And our oldest son heard the conversation and doesn't want anything to do with his dad. The youngest two still spend time with him.
All right. So, Joe's an ass. That's 100%. Like, what are you talking about? You having issues with the fact that this is another man's child. This is a woman that you married, fully knowing that.
Yeah.
You were aware of this. This isn't something that she just launched on you.
Mm-hmm.
That's the most terrible thing I've heard.
Top comment says, imagine alpha mailing yourself right out of a home and a marriage. What a stupid chuckle fuck. I like that word. That's funny.
That
What does that even mean? I don't know what that means, but I like that word.
like when people use the word chud. Where was it chud?
I don't even understand what chud
Exactly.
means. Yeah, I mean, what kind of mom finds out her husband demanded her son pay rent or get out and doesn't throw him to the curb? Or at least ask the son if things were okay before the rent was demanded. She totally missed her son being treated like that for like 15 years.
This whole story just took like the biggest swerve. Like, we started off just like this guy trying to get this rent paid from this 18-year-old son or stepson that he had. So then, like, that's how the story started. So, well, and now we're getting a divorce.
Yeah,
And
well,
it's
I
like,
mean,
whoo.
this establishes the fact that
Mhm.
he's been treating his stepson like crap
Definitely.
for 15 years.
That and the fact that the mom is just completely not
Blind,
even blind.
oblivious
Yes.
to this.
She's not even like paying attention.
Which I'm
at
like,
all.
dang, like, you didn't see any signs of that. Like, I mean, you can't judge people because sometimes, you don't. Like,
No. See, I'm not giving OP all that grace. I'll give her the grace that she's not an asshole for the story, but I don't give her the full grace of just like being an attentive mother. She was way too hands off.
I mean, it seems like even during that conversation with Joe's parents, it's like Matt was like, hey, mom, like, this is how it's been every single time you went to a teacher conference. Like, he would go out, leave me at home, and then lie to you about it. And that's every single time.
Mm-hmm.
Teacher conferences happen yearly,
Yeah.
sometimes quarterly. I don't know. It's just like, that's tough.
That is.
I mean, I like this one comment. It's just like, I just can't get past that she totally missed him being treated this way for 15 years. Then Step Monster shows who he is, and she still doesn't say, like, hey, this seems really weird of a loving stepdad. Have things been okay with you too? And then someone does say it's actually easier than you think. I dealt with a lot of shit growing up, but kept it from my parents. Couldn't even tell you why I did it, as my mom has always been a best friend to me. And I made it very obvious that I could trust her with anything. Some shit came out recently when I had a mental breakdown in my poor parents' faces when they found out what happened when I was a child was complete disbelief and heartbreak. Yeah, so I really truly believe that sometimes when we deal with a lot of trauma, neglect, and abuse, it comes out in so many different ways. And so I think expecting like Matt to even be talking about all of this stuff that's happening to him immediately as it's happening, that's a big expectation. So I agree with this commenter specifically because it's just like when you deal with so much stuff going on, you lose your dad, you're not even with your dad. Like this man is not treating you like a son either. It's like, how do you talk about that and balance going through high school and middle school, elementary school, like all of these things and growing up? So I don't blame Matt for like his timing at all for any of it, actually. Like, I think that he reacted pretty dang reasonably.
Like I said, to me, Matt is the only saint in this story. I have issue with the others in this story.
It's like, for specifically what OP asked, I do not think that she is the asshole
No,
for it.
exactly.
But yeah, and I feel like we don't even need to fill that in because it's just like she spoke for herself, and I understand she wants to like defend herself in these moments, but girl, you got to take accountability for.
You got to be a mom.
Yeah, you got to. I mean, being a mom is like, I don't want to put like extra things on like what you have to be in certain roles, But there are,
Defending your child is being a mom.
I think that is being a mom. I think she's trying, though. She's
Is
having
she?
the conversations. She's reaching out. I don't know what she's doing outside of what she's saying, but what she's saying doesn't seem like she's doing a lot.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't a problem until it made her uncomfortable.
Yeah. And for both of these people in her life, I don't think she's doing a lot on either side. She's just kind of like experiencing it.
Yeah.
Like a silent observer.
Yeah.
And she's like, wow, what do I do, internet?
Yes.
I liked what Joe's parents were doing, though. They immediately were like, nope, that ain't no son of mine.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we don't have really anything else from OP. So that's a wrap for that one. Moving on. We got one more story coming at ya. This one's going to be from r/TrueScaryStories.
Ooh, scary story time.
Yeah, I love a scary story. So I'm really excited to end the episode with this one. It is camping related for our fun in the sun, 4th of July. Wait, let me pull it up because I still have it pulled up.
No,
Our 4th of July moment.
No.
Yeah.
No.
And one thing I do want to mention is that all of these stories are being live read. I try to skim through them as much as possible, but I typically go off vibes here. Hopefully I'll be a little bit more organized in the future, but we're going off vibes. So this true scary story is coming from you. From you?
From you? From us?
Coming from us? From you?
No.
From me? I can't be trusted.
Not as a narrator.
Apparently not. It's coming at you.
Mm-hmm.
Title being Camping Incident Last Year. So, me and my best friend tried to go camping once a year. We've been doing this since we were 13 years old. Never really been truly scared or had anything weird happen until last year in the Blue Ridge Mountains. We showed up during peak season, the first night, and space was very limited. We were losing light, so set up camp on a spot on the side of a mountain that was an absolute wind tunnel. Morning came, so we went into town, drank beers, and dicked around until late afternoon. By the time we got back up to the mountains to switch our camping spot, we were losing light again, but managed to find a more remote spot. We get set up with our tents, get the fire going, and start drinking again. Time goes by, it's probably 1 a.m. when we see a flashlight aimed at us. And then it starts walking our way. We don't really think much of it and assume it's likely a park ranger coming to fuss at us because who else walks up on you in a remote part of the mountains at 1 a.m.? I don't know about you, but ever since I started camping, I learned it's kind of an unspoken rule that you don't walk up on someone camping that late at night unless it's an emergency. Anyways, the person gets close enough and we realize it's just some guy, probably early 50s, in a shirt and basketball shorts, and his girl, 40s, who is avoiding eye contact with us. The man immediately forces a conversation about nothing, doesn't acknowledge the time or his girl. His eyes were darting all over the place while we were talking to him about dumb shit like what model or style of lantern we had and how cool it was. He's saying weird stuff like how he used to be a former law enforcement, completely out of context of the random conversation he engaged us in, when all of a sudden, he pretends to land his flashlight on our tents and says, quote, "Oh, that's where you guys are sleeping, huh? Cool setup," unquote. The way his eyes and flashlight are moving give us both the feeling that he's trying to see how many of us there were and what we had on us or near us, because his eyes and flashlight kept scanning the ground around us. We were getting sized up for I don't know. What? Once this guy sees everything around us, he kind of pauses for a minute, ends the conversation, and walks off into the woods. Once his flashlight disappears, me and my friend look at each other, and without me saying anything, he looks at me and says, quote, "We're packing our shit and getting out of here," unquote. So we did. This was the most unsettling thing that has ever happened to me while camping. I think this guy was going to wait until we were asleep and come back. I just don't know for what. But I do know we were 100% getting sized up that night. Might not seem like much, but if you have ever had a moment with another human being who is sizing you up, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Well, that's weird. What the hell was that even? Was bro on drugs? Was he just walking through the forest? Also, his age just made it even wilder. I'm like, you're a 50-year-old man just out in the woods with your lady. Like, what is happening through the whole process? I don't know. The whole thing just sounded kind of fishy, if I'm being honest with you. Because I feel like you get that. As any human being, it's like, if you get sized up, you feel that. You understand that somebody's kind of like looking at you, scanning things, looking you up and down. And he's got flashlight. The whole thing's weird. What are you doing at 1 a.m. in the forest? Why are you out here? Why are you creating nothing conversation with me?
That's the thing. There was no purpose for them coming up to these people. No purpose. It's 1 a.m. The girlfriend's being shifty, not making eye contact. That's sketchy. Not introducing herself, not saying anything. These are younger kids, it seems like, as well. So it's just like, I don't know. I don't mess with that stuff.
Listen, unfortunately, the first thing that you'll get is being introduced to a firearm. You do not meet me at 1 a.m. in the middle of the woods when we're camping. That's an easy way to catch a bullet. That's just being 100%. I don't know who you are. I don't know what your intentions are. If you're a park ranger, you make that intentions known. But this is just a random guy just creating a whole bunch of nothing. It's creepy as all heck. I say that 100%.
Yeah, it's creepy. And I mean, I think that one thing that can be excused a little bit is like, if you think about someone being in former law enforcement, they're trained to like cast their light across the whole scene, you know? So that's like one of the things that like, maybe he was casing it, but maybe that was just a reflex from his employment.
It does no, because the reason why I say no is just like that if you are former law enforcement, you understand that people react a little like abrasively if like you come at them in a position where they feel vulnerable.
I'm not saying that it's like an intelligent thing that he did, but I'm just like, okay, well maybe he did it because of that. I would still be packing up and getting out of there. I think they did the right thing because you cannot catch me moving faster than as soon as they leave, I'm out. Goodbye.
Yeah, because at 1 a.m., you're afraid of anybody coming at you in the darkness. So if former police, you would understand that you would most likely get shot in this scenario. And it'd be 100% something that's very likely to happen.
You absolutely run the risk of that being a possibility. And like, even when I was reading this, as soon as he was just like, oh, a man appears, I was just like, and that's the scariest thing I've ever heard in my life.
I would have been like, and then I became American.
Yeah, seriously. And it goes like, there's that question that people love where it's just like, you ask women, would you rather choose the man or the bear? I'm choosing the bear.
Obsession would say otherwise.
Not choosing that bear. That bear, boo, tomato, tomato, tomato. But like, in a real scenario like this, a man comes up to my camp, I'm out. Like, it's too late at night. Why are you being weird? Why are you looking at all of my stuff? It's just like, I'm going to move campsites or I'm going to go home. Because like...
Oh, you go home. You don't move campsites.
See, I'm a little risky. I'm just like, he
okay.
can't find me if I'm on the other side of the mountain. I'm like, I don't want to... I came all the way out here.
That's a serial killer's favorite mentality right there.
Oh, dang. No, I would be like, I don't know. I think they did the smartest thing and they left.
I genuinely think they would have did the smartest thing too.
Which,
No,
yeah,
creepy guy in the woods, you will not come around us again.
Did you think that was spooky?
No, I thought it was creepy.
Oh, okay. I thought it was spooky.
I didn't think it was spooky because honestly,
because you don't know his intentions.
Look, if you would have told me like he was this like mid-20s, early 30s built like Jack dude. See, now we're getting a little, this guy's dangerous, and now we're talking, it's pretty scary. But we're talking about like a 50-year-old man. I don't think he's in a very, like, my mind goes, he's not very fit in my mind. He's out here with his lady, and he's just kind of shifty. I don't think, like, creepy or scary, but definitely a little off, and I'm just like a little unsettled by the situation.
The only description that we have is man in his early 50s, baseball shorts.
Yeah.
Or basketball shorts.
Yeah, and that doesn't incite fear.
It doesn't incite fear. It seems like he's a very casual. He's in a very casual fit.
Like if I would have seen this guy and I'm like, oh, this is a crackhead.
You're imagining that in your head?
Yeah, I'm like, yes, of course, he's a crackhead. His lady's avoiding eye contact. This is a tweaker.
Oh, he's a tweaker?
This is a tweaker.
It's funny that you say that because one of the top comments says that tweaker motherfucker wanted to do something, but only the gods know exactly what. I'm glad you guys got out of there safely.
Yeah. So he's a tweaker.
He's definitely, I don't know what he's on. He might be on something because it's just like.
He's on that good old Breaking Bad stuff.
No. Oh, gosh. But I don't know. I just think that, like, you're already vulnerable out there on the campsite. And then to have somebody come up to you when you, like, again, they've been doing this since they were 13 years old. And so there is a vibe for camping.
Yes.
Like, it's just like you respect your campsite, you respect other people's spaces. You're not trying to go and scare people. But these people blatantly walked up to them and then awkwardly walked away. And they were talking about nothing, which is like, they weren't like, oh, I'm staying over. They didn't designate
what they're doing,
what they're doing,
why they're
there, what their name is. Like, that's sketchy. They were talking about, like, their stuff, which makes me feel like you're going to come back and steal all of my things. That's where my mind would go, at least.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. This guy's a tweaker.
Yeah. And I think all the comments agree with you. Well, I'm happy that OP made it out of there alive.
Smartest, see? You wouldn't die in the horror movie. See, main character energy. You did the smart thing. Jordan, she'd inevitably die because apparently she wants to go to a different campsite. That's her illustrious plan.
It's on the other side of the mountain.
It's her illustrious plan.
No, it's on the other side. Like, it's like far enough away.
Female victim number one. Absolute, just the funniest death.
Come on now. I just I don't want to stop a good time. Maybe that is what would get me killed.
That's exactly what would get you killed.
Yeah. But that's all I got for you today.
Hey, another one down.
Yeah. Another one bites the proverbial dust.
And again, thank you guys so much for listening. We do appreciate every single listener out there. For everybody who does listen and has listened to multiple stories, we appreciate the heck out of you. Yeah. Enjoy your 4th of July weekend, and hope you guys get drunk, filled up on burgers, and don't run into any creepy guys in the woods.
Last couple of comments. I have a great 4th of July weekend. Do not, and this is a PSA for all people, do not hold fireworks in your hand. You will lose fingers. And I'm thinking about this right now because I feel like it should be said, and I do think that they send out PSAs. Just don't hold them in your hands, because some people, this is like, today is their last day of having 10 toes, 10 fingers, and I find that crazy. I find it very avoidable. Kids get their hands blown off by fireworks all the time, so don't be out there doing that. Stay safe, have fun, but don't lose any fingers, no toes. But yeah, that's all I got.
All right. That'll do it. Bye-bye.